All right, let's talk about GixxerBrah. You guys wanted it so bad, I guess we'll talk about GixxerBrah. Not sponsored by Ghost, by the way. I just love their stuff. Please send me free stuff. I met GixxerBrah a little over a year ago. The way we kind of met was a little funny. GixxerBrah posted a YouTube video where he was talking crap about a certain motorcycle content creator. And during that time, a lot of his comments were filled with people thinking that his video was about me. And so I made a video kind of talking smack back. And I was just making a point being like, I think he missed the mark on that and showing his age a little bit. And that's when GixxerBrah came at me and he was like, no, it wasn't about you at all. It was actually about somebody else that he doesn't like. Though I could definitely see why it would be about me because I think my content was a lot worse back then. It's gotten better over time, but neither here nor there. Point is, it started out pretty negative, and because of his positive attitude, because of how he sees the world, everything to him just seems good and gracious. We ended up meeting up and riding together and having a really good time. During the first time that me and GixxerBrah met, that was out in Dallas, Texas, where he's from, I rode a motorcycle that was given to me by a dealership that he partners with. I saw it as an opportunity to show people, maybe on his audience, that I ride my bikes. I love motorcycles. I ride them as much as I can. I'm not, at least during that time, people had a perception of me that I just rode bikes for clout, that I didn't know like at least the basics of motorcycle riding. And so I saw it as an opportunity to try to show off what little skill that I possessed at the time. And so you can see, watch back on those videos, I'm popping little pow-pows and trying to show an attempt of motorcycle skill. Since then, I've seen countless people crash in front of me. I've crashed twice personally since then. And I've also had someone personally in my life lose their life because of these motorcycles. And those events have shaped how I view motorcycles and how I view motorcycle riding wildly, to the point that I don't necessarily think that me and Brah were getting along leading up to his crash. And so I kind of wanted to take today's video to kind of explain the timeline of everything that happened. Not necessarily, I'm not gonna be talking about GixxerBrah's crash. I told myself I'm not using his tragedy for my own page. It's his event. He's allowed to have his own tragedy and he will talk about it when he's ready. You know, let the man heal. I know people on the internet, they view it as like a TV show. They want like they want the new season to come out already. But he's a real person. He's a real dude who had an accident. You gotta let the man heal. But what led up to it is, that's my story. So that's what I want to talk about today.
Thinking about somebody else's crash really makes me think about my own that really affected me deeply, which I suppose I'll kind of talk about today. Speaking of which, I am wearing full gear today. Hi, what's going on, guys? Some armored jeans. I know these aren't the best, but still, it's gear. The boots, of course. A little Alpine Star mesh jacket and some leather gloves. If someone who makes motorcycle videos can't wear gear, then why would you guys wear gear? Please start. Please start. Please. Come on. Oh. Well, we're good on gas. As of recording this video, GixxerBrah crashed his bike, I think, almost 8 days ago to the day. I had been flooded in my DMs of people not only asking me to directly talk about his accident, but also if he wrecked the R9. And so part of today's video is I wanted to clear up like exactly the timeline of everything that happened. First of all, no, GixxerBrah did not crash my Yamaha R9. The R9 is still just fine. So what happened is about 3 weeks ago, I had GixxerBrah come to Ohio and stay at my house. GixxerBrah is a friend of mine and I decided to host him. He paid for his own flight here. I told him I would give him a bike to ride and a place to stay. That was it. Maybe buy him some food on a little date or something. GixxerBrah stayed with me for a little bit, and initially we got along pretty well. We filmed some videos together, but it was towards the second day, towards the beginning of the second day, I started to get a little irked with the way that Brah was not only treating my R9, but the way that he was riding and the way that I felt forced to keep up with him. Let's get out of here because I'm getting looks for blocking the pumps here. Funny enough, this is actually the same gas station that I brought GixxerBrah to. This is a gas station I really like. I really enjoy this one. I do not, however, like pulling out of here. Pulling out of here sucks. Towards the end of that Saturday night that he was staying with me, when he was staying at my house riding my bikes, while staying at my house, I started to get an argument with Brah. I want to pull off and explain the story because it's hard to focus and say the things I want to say while also trying to ride my bike. I'll resume riding in a second. Just hold on. I just want to say, like, GixxerBrah was not the one who was arguing back with me for the most part. It was more of me just kind of coming at him.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail.
Shit's annoying, man. I'm sorry. Like, we're in the middle of traffic. We have like 6 different semis, bro. I'm not doing that. I thought I told you to stick behind me.
I did. I don't even know how. You just went around me. I never saw you.
Because I'm not cutting through fucking 6 different semis that are sitting right there.
I stopped and waited on the side of the road. I never saw you, never heard you.
Because all right. which I kind of regret a little bit. All of this is, for the most part, off camera. There was a little bit of a part, I don't know if I'm going to include this part, but basically he was cutting through some cars, and normally when I'm out riding with my friends, I don't feel pressure to keep up with somebody. If I'm out riding by myself, or I'm out riding with some friends that are local to me, if they take off on me, I'm not going to follow them. I don't feel pressure to keep up with them, but when someone's riding my bike, I felt pressure to keep up, to keep tabs on where my bike is and what's happening to it. And so I got frustrated with Brah. I was like, what the hell, man? And GixxerBrah is a little bit older than me. He's got about 10 years on me. And so I think there's a little bit of that like older brother, little brother dynamic going on, and that whenever I said something, it wasn't really necessarily being heard. And so I put in my broadcast channel over on Instagram that I was not too happy with GixxerBrah, and I was not going to be hosting him anytime in the near future. And so that next following weekend, when he came back to Cleveland, a lot of people were under the impression, especially with the way that GixxerBrah was posting his videos, they thought that he was staying with me again and that he was riding the R9, and nobody really understood what happened there. GixxerBrah stayed with me. He flew here, stayed with me for a little bit, flew home, grabbed his truck, grabbed his supermoto, came back up to Cleveland, and he was on his own. He was staying at his own separate Airbnb, was not staying with me. I found out GixxerBrah was hosting another one of those giant ride-outs, which I don't know if you guys followed the first ride-out that he had in Cleveland, but that thing was entirely crazy and out of control. I'm glad that people had fun. But my God, if you watch GixxerBrah's video, I was entirely overwhelmed by that. You just see it in my face, bro. Like, I looked out of it. Got a little overstimulated there a little bit. And so I saw GixxerBrah was having another one of those massive ride-outs in Cleveland again. I talked to some of my buddies, and we said we were just going to leave Cleveland for that day, and we went to Toledo. And that was the same day GixxerBrah was on his way to that meet that he crashed. The full details of the crash, I'm not going to pretend to know. That's all his dealings, and that's all on him. He'll explain it when that time comes. I'm not here to discuss his crash, the implications of it. But that's where I was when that happened, just to clear up the confusion. I thought I hit up Meadows this morning. This clutch is still not right. I really hope that doesn't lead to any catastrophic failures sometime in the future. Why are you going? You're going like 5 miles an hour, dude. My God. A lot of my frustrations with Brah came from a lot of the stuff I've had to witness and go through this year. You know, I don't have a lot of practice, I think, with loss, and there was actually a video I never ended up posting. I never edited it, never posted it, but I did get it out one night where I kind of explained my whole dealings with loss and how I feel like I'm not very good with it. And there was a comment, I think on Reddit or YouTube or something like that, of someone saying that, like, it doesn't seem like Matthew was over his friend crashing or something like that. And GixxerBrah replied to it saying that that's just part of riding. And I wholly disagree with that. I think that there's definitely a safe way to enjoy this hobby and still get the amount of dopamine and adrenaline that you want from it without having to do exorbitantly stupid things. Now, I don't think GixxerBrah was doing anything stupid when he crashed, but I'm just trying to explain why I kind of was at odds with him that second time that he was coming here. GixxerBrah's a good dude. He just had I don't know what his attitude was on that second weekend coming here. Now, I did visit GixxerBrah in the hospital already earlier this week, off camera. I wasn't trying to shove a camera in his face when I was visiting my boy in the hospital, but his injuries are pretty extensive. Ooh, that's some gravel right there. His injuries are pretty extensive compared to anything I've ever had to deal with in my life before, so I don't know what he's going through right now. He has made a few story posts saying that he's been in a lot of pain, and that I freaking believe. But something I've come to have to face, and something that I can probably maybe make a lesson out of this too, just for myself personally, is letting go of those feelings of frustration. Like, obviously I was frustrated with Brah. I was frustrated at some of the things that he said so nonchalantly at me when we were arguing. Like, to him, he wasn't trying to hurt my feelings or anything, but, you know, very clearly not over the things that have happened this year, and some of the things he said just kind of hit me the wrong way. But I saw a lot of comments on YouTube and Reddit of the posts about GixxerBrah, and a lot, dude, a good majority of them were like, good, he deserves it. Oh, he deserves it for riding like that. There's a lot of angry people at him for seemingly no reason. I mean, like, even my mom was like, you know, if he rides like that, you know, it's gonna happen. And again, it just comes back to, like, it would be hypocritical of me. Let's shovel scooter me in. it would be hypocritical of me to sit here and be mad at bruh for saying that, oh, it's just part of riding. Crashing is just part of riding. But then not be able to be there for him as a friend when he's down and out for the count. I feel that anger just fade away extremely quickly when I found out what happened. Though I don't agree with the way that he was riding 100% of the time, you know, besides the point that it doesn't even seem like that was the reason he crashed. Nobody deserves that kind of level of pain and suffering. Despite the fact if you agreed with his mentality or the way that he rides, nobody deserves that, man. Welcome to the steel yard. Just trying to get some protein snacks for my buddy. I think this will all do for now. So the reason I stopped there and grabbed all of those protein things is because I remember when I crashed last year, my old V4, like I mentioned. Protein bars were like the #1 thing I looked forward to when healing. There's also something, my mom's a nurse and she tells me that like when eating protein it helps you heal faster. So I just grabbed a mixed bag of protein bars so that way bro has a nice little selection of protein stuff to help him heal faster. Alright, this backpack's gonna get a little bit heavy by the end of the day. GixxerBrah sent me a really sad text last night. He got just shifted over to rehab. Ugh. And he was saying that it's a completely different vibe from the hospital he was staying at. He's like kind of scared. He described it as a hellhole. So I'm hoping today that by getting in this stuff, it makes him feel a little bit better. It's been a while since I've gone on like a ride because I'm kind of like riding around where the hospital is because I don't want to ride super far and have to come back because I have a dentist appointment at 3 o'clock. But like genuinely, I don't get how people ride fast on roads like these.
At the light, turn left onto Cleveland Avenue.
Alright, yeah, just come on over, dude. Do whatever you want. Alright, cool. Hey, you're probably gonna cut over too. Alright. So I mean, bro, it's just people are insane. This is the restaurant where I took GixxerBrah when he was here staying with me. This is one of my favorite restaurants in all of Cleveland / Youngs. Technically the Youngstown location's has better quality food. I've talked about this before, but it's just nice to have one that's kind of semi-close to home, and GixxerBrah requested the tacos from here for food. And who am I to deny a chic man's request? Look at that incredibly accurate, definitely not drawn with a stencil drawing of a handicap sign. Got him a whole meal right here. Hopefully none of that spills everywhere in my backpack. If it does, whatever. I can always get a new bag. Crafted, I think, a pretty decent care package for my boy in the hospital. When I was in the hospital, food, like good, not hospital food, and some protein bars, that was a godsend. Granted, I think I only spent 3 or 4 days in the hospital, and GixxerBrah is spending a lot longer of a time. I wish I could do this every single day, but I am a college student. It's a little difficult. This is a day off for me, though. I'm off on a Tuesday, so I have the time. Last year, I had the accident that affected school. Made school 10 times harder. This year, GixxerBrah's crash, trying to take care of my buddy. School's getting in the way of everything and just makes everything 10 times harder. And my relationship with Eve, trying to keep that up. Just school, man. I hate it. I think it's valuable. Like I said in my last video, it just sucks. I hate school. I hate it. It's a CB 300. That's a CBR 300. Definitely taking the camera around with me. I don't trust leaving my prized baby here, but I'd much rather leave something like the V4. It's not that I don't have full coverage on the R6, which I do. I just know if I ever lost this bike, I am never going to be able to get another one. At least for the price I got this one for. Check on the goods. Oh, thank God. Okay, it did not make a mess in my backpack. I don't think I can see my bike down, though. I really hope it's still there when I get there. It'd be a really bad day if it's not still there. It's kind of pretty, though. It's a beautiful day. Kind of reminds me a lot of when I was in the hospital and kind of just sitting there and looking outside and seeing how pretty everything is. I crashed on a day a lot like today where it's just beautiful out, and it's beautiful all week. It's supposed to be. At least Brah's going back to Texas. Brah was already telling me about what he wants to do when he comes back. He's giving me his little video ideas for what he's going to do when he gets back on YouTube. I'm not going to spoil anything. That's all his. It's just nice to see a friend. Please don't destroy all of my faith in humanity. Yes, okay, she's still there. Thank Christ. Well, what did I tell you? At least oh, this is a 500. My bad, bro. I did not mean to downgrade your bike. Look at that. You can still have a little bit of faith in humanity, though. The R6 still remains here. So just like full update as of recording this video, Brah is doing much better than the last time I saw him. Like I said, the last time I visited him, I didn't film for YouTube. That wasn't really my intention. I was just trying to make sure that dude was alive, because the last time I saw him, he still had a little bit of internal bleeding and he wasn't answering for like 3 days. I got a little bit concerned about him. This time he's doing a lot better. He's actually awake, able to hold a full conversation with me. His eyes looked brighter. The last time his eyes were like drooping down. It was really hard to hold a conversation with him. Again, I'm still not bringing a camera into where he is, man. He's in a vulnerable place, and I hope you guys realize that. He also told me he's not spending a lot of time on his phone, which is probably for the best. That was a major mistake that I had back when I crashed my V4. I just spent way too much time on my phone, and that was just like, it was so stupid. Like, bro has some pretty extensive injuries, but he's probably going to be back a lot sooner than I thought. He's healing a lot quicker than I thought. Hospitals around here are no joke. They really are putting in some work for him. Internal bleeding is no joke. Like I mentioned, my mom's a nurse, and she was telling me that like that dude very much like was still in danger up until that bleeding was handled. I don't know how I would have reacted had he had something actually happen to his life. I don't think I would have been in a very good place to continue to do what I do, but I'm glad that he's pulling through. God, you know, thank God. Tacos were a major success, by the way. He did really like those, so I suppose if that's any lesson out of today, just if you have a friend in the hospital or something, or someone who needs some help, some warm food from a decent place. It's not hospital food, because hospital food is like airplane food. It sucks. If you know someone in the hospital and they need some help, bring them some food. What's up, buddy?
Don't you have school or something?
Tuesdays I have off.
Oh, okay.
I just saw GixxerBrah. Give him some food. I just got done at the dentist. Good news. No cavities, so we're chilling. May not be the best at riding, but I'm pretty good at brushing my teeth. Keeping them pearly whites pearly white. Yeah, as I showed at the start of the video, dude, I've been flooded with comments and messages about GixxerBrah. I just didn't want people to think that I'm like ignoring the dude. That like I'm not keeping him. I'm not thinking about him every single day. Even though I literally have mentioned him in the last 2 videos, though not directly. It's just something I've been thinking about. But it's been a lot, man. This whole year has been a lot. It's just one of those days, you know. It's hard seeing your friend all bent up and beat up. Someone I know that I've hung out with and talked to, and just seeing them kind of bent out of shape. It's hard. It's hard on the psyche a little bit. He's doing better. He's doing well. He's getting stronger with those tacos in his belly. He's going to be getting a lot better. You know, while I'm kind of on the topic of motorcycle crashes, and you know, coming up on the 1-year anniversary since I had my V4 crash. Oh man, crashes are just freaking miserable, man. I just remember laying there. It was a nice day like this. It was just like this. Perfect 70 and sunny degrees. I went out riding with my friend at the time that I'm not really friends with anymore. Wasn't wearing any gear, so of course I was covered in road rash, and I had a broken foot, which hey, we learned from it, so it's not like it wasn't a total waste. I just remember how long the recovery process felt. I mean, it took like 2 months and a half for my foot to recover, and the mental part of it was worse than the physical pain. I just remember just feeling alone. You know, no one would really hang out with me during that. You know, I had my parents taking care of me, and God knows I don't know what I would do without them. You know, it's kind of how I met Eve. I think it was like a month and a half after, like my foot was still broken, and I was riding with it for a little bit, if you guys remember. You know, no one was really hanging out with me anymore after that. And that's how I met Eve. Eve was someone I used to go to class with, and eventually we met up. I picked them up, and we went to a date on the beach. And I was trying to walk on the sand with my stupid ass broken foot, hobbling around trying to talk to this person. I ended up liking him so much that we're now dating almost for a full year now. Without that accident, perhaps I would have never met Eve, and who knows where I'd be right now. Well, I'm thankful for y'all to sticking with me till the end here. It's alright. Like my dad says, tomorrow will be a brighter day. Go to bed, wake up stronger tomorrow. Don't forget to keep smiling. I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.